Welcome. If you're worried that AI is going to take your job, well, you're definitely not alone. But fear isn't the solution here. Understanding is. Today, we're going to look at the clear, realistic picture of AI and jobs. No hype, just the reality.
So let's just start with a really direct question. Think about the job you have right now, or maybe the one you're studying for. Is it possible that the one skill you're banking your entire future on might not even be relevant in a few years? It's an uncomfortable question for sure, but it's one we have to face.
You know, that uncomfortable feeling often comes from a few key misconceptions about AI. So let's tackle those first, because that's really where all the confusion and, honestly, the false sense of security begins.
We hear these things all the time, right? That AI is some distant technology that's coming in the future. Or that it's just a simple tool, like a calculator. Or maybe that it's only something for coders and IT professionals to worry about. Well, all three of these ideas are dangerously wrong.
The actual reality is this. AI isn't coming, it's already here. It's not some distant threat, it's already embedded in the tools you use every single day. From the algorithms that give you shopping recommendations to the software that helps your company make decisions, AI is already changing how work gets done in every industry.
So to understand what's really happening, we have to get to the core reason. And this isn't about the technology itself, it's about basic business logic. Let's take a look at why jobs actually change in the first place.
Here's something we have to understand about companies. They aren't sentimental. They don't keep doing something just because that's how it's always been done. They run on logic, and that logic almost always revolves around efficiency and profit.
And when a company looks at any task, they're really looking at three things. Can this be done faster? Can it be done cheaper? And can it be done without mistakes? For a lot of tasks, AI is now outperforming humans on all three of those points. It's a simple business case. There's no emotion involved.
Now, this is really important to understand. This isn't your fault. Jobs aren't disappearing because people are lazy or unskilled. That's a common fear, but it misses the real point entirely.
The real vulnerability isn't in the person, it's in the task itself. The moment you can break down a job into a series of repeatable, predictable steps, like a recipe, that's when it becomes a target for automation. The vulnerability isn't in people, it's in the work.
And this illustrates the core concept perfectly. The moment a task becomes a simple, if A happens, then do B, that's where AI steps in. Any work that can be boiled down to a simple, rule-based formula is at risk.
So instead of thinking of AI as a job killer, it's much more accurate to think of it as a job filter. AI is sifting through our work, filtering out the predictable tasks, and in the process, it's actually increasing the value of what's left behind. Let's see how that works.
Let's take the world of content creation as an example. The part of the job that's getting filtered out is the mechanical work of writing, just filling a page with words. What remains, and what's becoming more valuable, is the thinking behind it. What's the strategy? How should it be structured? What's the unique angle here?
And this really gets to a hard truth. AI isn't getting rid of talented writers who think strategically. But for those who are just doing functional, average writing, AI is rapidly making that skill obsolete. The filter is separating strategy from mere execution.
Okay, let's apply this same logic to the world of coding. It's the exact same pattern. The part that's being filtered out is the act of just writing lines of code. What remains is the much harder work of an engineer, the person who deeply understands a business problem and designs the solution.
And you can see this filter at work in so many fields. In data entry, repetitive input is out, analyzing the process is in. In customer support, answering common questions is being automated, handling complex and emotional cases is left to humans. You see the pattern, right? Whatever is repetitive is being replaced, and whatever is strategic is becoming even more valuable. So, if AI is filtering our work this way, it means we also have to think differently about our own value. The old ways of proving our worth, things like degrees and certificates, are losing their power in this new reality.
I mean, think about it. A degree proves what you learned in the past, not what you can do tomorrow. Years of experience are only useful if that experience is still relevant and has been updated with the world around you. And a certificate? That's just a signal that you started to learn something. It's not proof that you can actually deliver.
So if all these old metrics are failing, what's replacing them? It's one word: output. Can you deliver real, tangible results? Can you solve a problem, build a solution, or move a project forward? That's what companies care about, that's what AI is measured on, and that is the new currency of the job market.
Okay, so now we get to the most important part of this whole discussion, the solution. This isn't about fighting a losing battle against technology. It's about a fundamental shift in our thinking. It's about learning to grow with AI, not against it.
And the golden rule is actually very simple. Learn to work with AI, not against it. Trying to compete with AI on repetitive tasks is a game you will always lose. The winning strategy is collaboration.
So, how do you do that? Well, the most effective way is to think of AI as your junior partner. You give it all the repetitive, boring, rule-based tasks. Your job then becomes the high-level thinking, the planning, the strategy, and giving direction. You're the one who defines the problem, and you're the one who makes the final call.
And this is where we as humans have the advantage. And AI won't make a high-stakes decision on its own. It can't spontaneously understand a vague business problem. It can't design a complex system from scratch. It can't connect two completely different ideas to create something new. And most importantly, when things go wrong, it can't take responsibility. These are the skills that are becoming more valuable than ever before.
So, the most important thing to take away from all of this is that the goal here isn't to create panic. The goal is to create clarity. Understanding the reality of the situation is the very first step towards successfully adapting to it.
And I want to leave you with this final, powerful line. AI is not a future destroyer. AI is a reality accelerator. It isn't creating some new, scary future, it's just speeding up the changes that were already happening. The trends of automation and digitization have been here for years. AI is simply forcing us to confront them right now today. The only question is, what are you going to do about this new reality?